everyone, welcome back to another video. So yeah, this one's kind of interesting video. I had the idea to kind of put this one together when Dylan brought home a bunch of halibut from a trip he went up to Central California and caught a bunch of halibut. So he was vacuum sealing some of that fish, and I was kind of helping him out, talking through, you know, how I like to vacuum seal fish to keep it as fresh as possible for as long as possible, so you don't have a lot of waste. So yeah, what I decided to do was I found a clip of me spearing a yellowtail from last summer. Again, this was before I decided to actually kind of start the YouTube channel. So yeah, if you guys do like the spearing content, let me know, and I'll make sure to, you know, do a lot more. I didn't really dive with the GoPro much last year, but yeah, if you guys like that kind of stuff, I'll definitely take it with me a lot more. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is just show you guys a little clip of me spearing this yellow. I'm going to show you how I like to thaw out the yellowtail, and then also kind of just show you guys that even, you know, 7-8 months later, the fish can still be in, you know, immaculate shape, and you can still make delicious food with it, even, you know, that long afterwards. But yeah, so I'm going to walk you guys through what was going on when I was on this particular kelp paddy, what I was looking for. It's actually kind of a unique little clip because the yellow dives right underneath, and then you guys can actually see you know, how you get broken off when, you know, you're fishing yellowtail on those kelp paddies. You'll see it underneath there, what they run for. But yeah, I'll walk you guys through it right now. And real quick, one thing before I cut to that little clip. Fishing, YouTube is not my full-time job. I am a loan officer. So yeah, if you guys are, you know, interested in purchasing a house or just curious, you know, how to qualify for a home loan, I'm here to help you out. So yeah, just shoot me an email down below. We can walk through some scenarios because it can be a very confusing process, especially if you've never done it before. So it does help to, you know, get pre-qualify, get a pre-approval. That way you know how much you qualify for. That way when you're out looking at houses, you're not looking at ones that are out of your price range, wasting your time, that sort of thing. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that or just have some questions, shoot me an email down below. I'll respond to you from my work email. We also do refinances, so if you guys do own a house or houses currently and you're looking to get cash out to consolidate debt, to buy another home, buy a boat, who knows, we can also walk you through some scenarios for that. So yeah, shoot me an email down below. Love to help you guys out with that. But yeah, stay tuned for this next clip. Alright, so here you can see in the water on this kelp paddy. We were obviously offshore on a current break color line that we found, so this is obviously on the dirty side. The water was warmer in this dirtier water, so we had caught some Dorado. Jumped in to check and see if there was anything else on this kelp. Looking for bait. Turned around. Saw these yellows. I'm gonna pause it right here real quick. So yeah, I didn't really see any bait when I first got in, so I didn't have high hopes. Turned around, saw that first yellow sneak into the frame, and then the other two came up kind of right behind it. So I did a quick little drop. I like to, if they're moving quick, I like to do that little hand flash because sometimes it catches their attention and slows them down a little bit, maybe even draw them in a little closer. But yeah, you obviously want to aim for the one that's obviously the closest and obviously more broadside, so you have more, I guess, surface area to take a shot at. I hate taking like reckless shots, especially on kelp paddies, because most of the time they will come back around. If you shoot and miss or shoot and rip one off, your chances go down, especially on a small school like this, of you know, landing that fish. So yeah, I just took a little drop right here, flashed my hand a couple times, and tried to draw him in close. Lined up with that one, got a nice shot on him. He took off. Just got to clear the line here off the bands. Kind of got wrapped up. Yeah, so the bands, cleared the bands there. That line from the bands. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I'm gonna pause it again real quick. If you didn't catch it on that little clip right there, just play it back real fast. You can see once you've shot one of the yellowtail, the other ones will come to kind of check them out and see what's happening there. And I think this is really important. If you have two people in the water, come up with a plan who's going to shoot first, because with schools this small, realistically you only have 2 shots before. I mean, there's only going to be 1 fish left, but even if, let's say, there's 5 or 10 fish in that school, if you shoot one, they'll come up and check up on them. But as soon as you land that fish and there's blood in the water and the dust kind of settles, more often than not, that school will completely leave, or they'll be so skittish that they won't let you get close enough to get another good shot. But if you shoot one, have whoever's shooting second take a drop and just kind of watch next to that fish, and that's when, you know, they're still curious as to what's going on. They'll come close again, and you can get a second shot at close range before that dust kind of settles. So keep that in mind if you're ever out, you know, diving on kelp patties, that, you know, come up with a plan. Okay, I'm shooting first on this one, you shoot second. You know, take your time, wait for a good shot, because yeah, as soon as you land that fish, you know, you stick a knife in them, blood gets in the water, they'll tend to leave. So yeah, right there, you can see them right there circling the speared one just below them. So if you have your buddy in the water, you can easily take a little drop right there and get a second shot on another fish. My reel kind of locked up right here. It was a little too tight, so he was definitely pulling me into the kelp there. So that's me trying to, you know, keep myself from being dragged into the kelp. So just kind of kicking backwards, trying to set that I guess the drag on that reel a little less tight. I knew I had a good shot on him, so I am pulling a little bit harder than normal. A lot of times, you know, pay attention to where that shot lands. You don't want to pull super hard right away if you don't know that shot was dead center, because you'll rip them off. Yeah, so here I had my buddy Ethan grab the gun, so that way there's no loose line. Otherwise, you know, it's really dangerous to here, I'm gonna pause it again real quick right there. I'll back it up. But yeah, I have my buddy Ethan grab that gun, make sure there's no loose line in the water. You don't want to dive underneath the kelp, get wrapped up in loose line, because obviously if you're in the water by yourself, extremely dangerous situation to be in. So Ethan has a gun, he's keeping that line tight, so there's no loose line that can wrap up on my feet, my fins, weight belt, any of that stuff. But yeah, if you look right here, that yellow went straight for that middle mass of the kelp. And if you look close, you can see the rocks still floating, I guess, yeah, because the hold fast on the kelp are still attached to a lot of those rocks. So they're floating underneath. You can see one in the back, like back right of the frame right here as well. At the bottom of that, that's still like reef and rock. So when you're fishing these kelp patties, especially the bigger ones, and you hook a yellowtail, that's exactly what they do to break you off. So if you're fishing, you know, 20, 25 pound test, it's not going to last long if they're doing death circles around these rocks right here. So I know I've talked to a lot of people who don't understand how you get broken off on kelp patties. That's exactly why, right there. They'll go right for that, circle around it a bunch of times, boom, you're gone there. So I'm just kind of checking out the situation here. You know, I'm going to pop my head up through the kelp, let them know I got the fish. And then, yeah, I think I cut it shortly after this, but yeah, so I have the fish, grab him by the gills, I knife him in the brain, so he's out, put him out, and then I'm able to get him off the shaft, swim out from underneath, hand him to the guys on the boat, and then I can pull the line out of there. But yeah, so that's just a quick little clip right there of spearing a yellow, and how even, you know, that 15 pound class, 18 pound class yellow can drag you around. You know, they're super strong fish. But yeah, always dive safe. Usually I dive with a buddy in the water. Here it was just jumping in real quick on a kelp, just checking it out. So don't recommend diving by yourself ever. It can be extremely dangerous. I know the risks and, you know, reward on this situation. I felt very comfortable. There wasn't much wind or swell. I had, you know, my brother and Ethan on the boat with eyes on me. Still, something can still go wrong. I could have gotten wrapped up by that yellowtail, and if no one's in the water to help me, it's very easy, you know, for things to get dangerous quickly. So know that this is not something to do alone unless you're comfortable, you know, with that risk. So keep that in mind. Always dive with a buddy.
And it's going to be vacuum sealed.
Yeah, I mean, if you're offering,
absolutely.
I'm not saying no to that.
Yeah.
All right, so again, what I like to do, if you guys haven't seen my other videos, is I like to thaw the fish out in room temperature water or cold water. You can do it in the fridge if you do it like the night before. It does take a little bit longer, but what you don't want to do is thaw it out in hot water, because it kind of cooks the fish, it gets a little mushy. Also, don't leave it in there too long. I actually come back every like 3 to 5 minutes and just check on it, because if you leave the fish in there too long, same thing, it'll end up getting kind of mushy, get room temperature, and stay that way for too long. So I actually pull it out of the water while it's still a little firm, so it's still a little frozen on the inside, and then, you know, it's that nice texture that you can cut it however you want to for whatever you're preparing. All right, and as you guys can see, Dylan has been hard at work vacuum sealing all of that halibut. It's really important to cut it into, you know, the sizes you want. A lot of people get real lazy and just throw as much as they can in a vacuum sealing bag, vacuum seal it, and then it's kind of hard to know how, like, I guess, big the portions are in there, so it's really easy to end up wasting fish. So if you take the time to clean it, make sure you cut it into the right portions so you know, you can even write on there, like, this is for one person, this is for two, this is for a bunch of people. That way you know how much is in each bag and you're not, you know, wasting the bags or wasting the fish. But yeah, that's part of it right there. So there's his halibut. Our yellowtail is thawed out. I do have it in the fridge right now while the rice cooks, but I'm gonna show you guys how I like to prepare our yellowtail. Obviously, I'm not gonna do like sashimi with it, but I'll show you guys the next best thing. All right, so here is that yellowtail now that is thawed out. Like I said, this is 7-8 month old yellowtail right here, and it still looks fantastic. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, we're doing 2 videos tonight, so yeah, we're gonna be eating pretty good. So over here we got that lobster and artichoke, and here we have the yellowtail. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of trim it up a little bit. I am gonna flash kind of sear it with some sesame oil before I cut it into the pieces I want to do, and then I'm gonna hit it with that blowtorch, and yeah, it should turn out pretty tasty.
With their 22 foot design, they'll tow it down to Ventura too. For like a feed out starter someday, so you give them a great farm. Looks properly seared.
All right, so yellowtail seared. The main reason I like to sear it after it's been frozen in the vacuum seal bag is it does kind of firm it up a little bit. It definitely it loses that like really nice texture if it's not fresh, and especially after a few months. So that's my number one reason of searing it on the sesame oil. Any oil really works. I just like kind of like the smell and the flavor of sesame oil. But yeah, we've seared it, so I'm just letting it rest for a second, and then I'm gonna slice it, and we'll see how it looks on the inside. And yeah, we'll hit it with the blowtorch and that ponzu and spicy mayo. Little sauce I like to put on the top. Obviously add some sesame seeds, and yeah, we'll go to town. So there we have it. Just threw some sesame seeds on there. Yeah, and again, these guys are going to be the test dummies. This fish has been frozen for 8 months, so let's see if they approve or not.
8 months?
8 months.
Right. Dylan?
All right, let's give it a shot. I choose this one.
Oh, that's the best one.
That's the best one.
Yep.
The corner placement.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
Through the torch. Sushi rice. It's like crisp. There's almost like a little crispy layer on the top. It's delicious.
Awesome. That's good. Glad you guys tried it first. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I've done this. Honestly, I've done this a lot of times before. I know it's my favorite way, one of my favorite ways to utilize, you know, I don't want to say old yellowtail because it's still fantastic, right?
No, it's delicious.
But just frozen yellowtail. So yeah, that's where a lot of my fish goes. Gets vacuum sealed, frozen, and shared amongst the friends. What do you think, Shannon?
Yeah, I wouldn't know it was old or 8 months old.
Really?
In the fridge. No, I mean, obviously when it's fresh, it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's delicious. It's really good, especially the sauce the way you put the torch to the mayo. I mean, it's amazing.
I just like using the blowtorch. It's fun.
Yeah. Get in
Awesome.
here, Adam.
Awesome. Again, you guys, 8-month-old yellowtail. That's why yellowtail is hands down my favorite fish because you can do so many different things with it. You can cook it, you can fry it, you can eat it raw, you can make poke with it. Literally anything. Yellowtail is able to do that. So yeah, it's February right now. Season's just gonna start kicking off here soon. There's already white sea bass being caught in and around the local waters, so I'm looking forward to an awesome season. Yeah, if you guys like these types of videos, leave a comment down below. I know I've been doing a lot of bass fishing lately. It's just what the weather kind of dictates and what the fishing's like, and also it's my favorite time of year to bass fish. So yeah, if you guys like these like catch and cook style videos, stay tuned. Make sure you guys subscribe, like the video, and leave some comments if you guys have other recipes you want us to try out. Love to try them. Always open to new ideas. But yeah, thanks again, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
See you soon.
Later.